Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. Am I sharing the computer screen? Am I sharing the right screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me try again because I wasn't sure. I seemed to think that I saw it. Okay, there we go. Now I know for sure I'm sharing. You can hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is for those of you who didn't watch it after I couldn't play it, but it's a really good video. And I think it shows you what is important in life.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. It was very interesting and I love it.
So now I want to ask you, where does school fit in? Is it a golf ball, a pebble, sand, or chocolate milk?
It's, I think, send.
Professor, can I respond to that?
Yeah.
It depends. Like, do you mean just the school or the whole education part?
That's a good question.
So, well, if it's about the education part, the whole one, the one that we do it as a self-education and the education that we receive from from everything that we see and we hear, I believe that's a golf ball.
A golf ball.
Yep. Like every day we have to be learning. Like we have to update ourselves every single day in order to improve.
But remember, the golf balls are things that you enjoy. So if you enjoy learning every day, that's good. But I think the golf balls are more like family, your health, that stuff.
But in here it's like
Ma'am, sorry.
no problem. Like it's different for everyone. Like the education that I mean is the self-education that I take it every single day. Like maybe it was not about university, maybe it's something that I love, and that just I believe for myself that that's a bit of a
Okay,
golf
great.
ball.
That's good. Parwana, did you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am, I think pebbles are our education.
Yeah, I think it's more,
Not very, yeah, not very important, but not least important.
yeah, Pebbles, I would say education, well, school fits in with Pebbles. So, you have to take care of your family and yourself first.
But ma'am, I think nowadays for all of us with our jar, if I have a jar, so it's full of assignments and I don't have time to even think about anything else, especially math. Everybody is just fed up of math and everybody's jar is just full of math assignments.
Yeah, exactly. I can't agree more with Helen.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's
Yeah.
not English that you're fed up with, because we're trying to teach you how to write so that you can be more powerful in your life with writing. So today we're going to work on body paragraphs and conclusions. And as you can see, we're going through each step of writing an essay until you write your essay. All right, so today's, this is the 4th week of class. Welcome, everyone. And today's agenda is big. So we're going to be reviewing the agenda, which we're doing now. We're going to do our group work activity. We're going to talk about citing. We're going to talk about the structure of body paragraphs. We're going to talk about types of evidence, and we're going to talk about writing a conclusion. So it's a lot of stuff. Hopefully we can finish in 1 hour. So what are we learning? I just want to review this because I think sometimes we get lost in all the little assignments and we forget what we're actually learning. So in the week 1, we did an introduction to the course. Week 2, we talked about summarizing and paraphrasing, which we know is new and difficult. Week 3, we talked about summary writing and introductory paragraphs. This week, we're going to talk about body paragraphs and concluding paragraphs. Week 5, you'll have an outline in the first draft of your essay. Now you're going to be writing 3 drafts. The first draft, and then we have a peer review, and then a final draft. And then the templates that I've been giving you. I know this is new for you, but the whole idea of the templates is to give you parts of sentences that you can use over and over again in your writing that are really well done sentences. So I hope you're getting the idea of the templates and using them some more. So overall feedback. Who can tell me what the 5 qualities of a good summary are?
I can tell you about one.
Okay.
In summary, we should not include new things. So the summary should be all about the things that we have already discussed in our essay or in our paragraph. But in summary, there shouldn't be any new thing
So
or any new idea.
I want to say that, yes, there should be no opinion of yours. You're writing a summary. You're writing actually what you read the author said, right? And you're telling us what you read. So it shouldn't be anything you add to it, correct?
Professor, may I go for a second?
Yeah.
In summary, we have to keep the main idea. I mean, the main idea shouldn't be missed because though we are making it short, but it has not to be like we shouldn't remove the main ideas and major ideas.
Good. Saja, you want to give me a point?
Yes, Professor. So I think the other point is that in a summary, we should only point out the important points and not all the art.
Yeah, not the small details. Very good. Some of you have a problem with that. Don't get in, you just do the main points, not the details. Very good. EB, you want to go?
Yes, Professor, there are some important points that we should consider. First, that when you want to write a summary, we should give more credit to the author or to the author, and also our ideas should be relevant, and we should write our summary. It should be concise, and also it should have a conclusion and introduction part, and at the end we should restate what we said. These are the important points we should consider.
Excellent. Noor Jahan, would you like to go?
A good summary should present the information in an unbiased and natural manner without adding personal opinions or bases.
Excellent job, you guys. And when you write your essays and you include a summary, remember these points, okay? Because the summary is not where your opinion goes. Okay, if you borrow this is important, number 2. If you borrow more than 3 words, you have to use a citation. More than 3 words. If you write 3 or more words exactly as it's written, it requires quotation marks and a citation. And number 4, if you don't use the assigned templates, points will be deducted from your overall assignment. We really, really, really want you to use the templates because they're supposed to be helpful. And they may be different than you're used to writing, but I think if you start using them, you can use them all through your university career. So I keep asking this. Some of you are doing a good job and some of you are not. If I ask you for paper format, you must double space. It's really important that you double space and you put your name, date, class, and section number at the top left corner. If I ask you to underline, you must underline. These are things that are going to have, that are simple things. This is the sand that's going to make you lose some points. So I'm telling you to just try to follow the instructions as closely as possible. If you don't understand the instructions, that's when you can come to me. So let's look at the group work. I'm just going to give you, this is the sample that I made. So the question is, what are 3 famous landmarks in your country? And my hook is, many people assume, and then you have to do, what do many people assume about Afghanistan? Insert that idea here. Now you see, I don't put that in my hook. My hook is, many people assume that Afghanistan has no famous landmarks. Background information. Afghanistan is a blended country with diverse cultures. Due to these diverse cultures, there are many wonderful landmarks to see. And there's my thesis. 3 famous landmarks in Afghanistan are Herat Citadel, Darul Aman Palace, and Buddha of Bamyan. So how did I do? I know nothing. I don't know a whole lot about Afghanistan, but I was able to put this together. You think I did okay?
It's fantastic, Professor.
So now,
Yes, exactly.
okay, so now you see how my background information hook brings the hook together with the thesis, right? That's what we want to do. So let's have group 1 go first. That would be Helen's group, right?
No, ma'am, we are group 2.
Okay, who's in group 1?
Professor, we are group 1.
I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So who's group 1? Would you like to share your screen or you just want to talk through it?
Professor, sorry that I cannot share my screen because I joined from my phone, not from my laptop. And if you allow, I can just share our work.
Okay.
Yes, the question that we had is that should parents have access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts? And we have a template for the hook, and we had to complete that. So many people assume that parents should have access to their children's Facebook or social media accounts. And as we know that our background information should be like a bridge between the hook and the thesis and connect them. So in background information, we wrote that social media and Facebook accounts are privacy of a person, and according to the law, no one should have access to another person's privacy. Moreover, parents should trust their children, but access to their accounts creates mistrust or maybe misunderstanding and something like this. And the thesis for this question is parents should not have access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts.
Okay, I just think your background information contained part of your thesis. So be careful there. I think you have more than 1 sentence in your background. You have 3 sentences.
Yeah, Professor, it was 2 sentences.
Yeah, I think that I felt like I heard your opinion before the thesis, but I think it's good that you said that, read me your background information one more time.
Should I repeat that?
Yeah,
Yes, social media and Facebook accounts are the privacy, and according to the law, no one should have access to another person's privacy. It can create misunderstanding, mistrust, and etc.
Oh, don't say etc. Just say it can create misunderstanding and mistrust, period.
Okay, Professor.
Yeah, then the thesis works very well. Okay, great. Okay, group 2. If you have,
Yes, ma'am. Let
if
me
you can
just,
share it
yeah,
with,
I do.
okay,
Let me just share my screen, okay?
that'd be better than listening.
So, ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to describe it. So we are group 2. And so for the hook, we select the sentence. It's not too long, a short sentence, that the standard way of thinking about marriage is that it is a traditional institution that may be in place in today's fast-paced and individualistic society. This is for our hook. And for our background info, we insert the sentence to connect the hook to thesis. So background info should connect all the sentence, and it should have connection to the hook and to the thesis sentence as well. So as social values continues to exoculate, the concept of marriage is being interrogated and re-examined the norm of changing attitudes toward relationship and marriages. And the thesis statement, marriage is not becoming outdated because it is a symbol of love, respect, and security. Despite traditional norms, marriage is not becoming outdated because it's a symbol of love, respect, and security. So we were not sure about the thesis statement, that which one we should select, this one or this one, and which one will be good in this. So therefore, we wrote both of them, and we waited for the live session that for which one you will vote.
Okay, so my question is, with your background information, you're using a lot of really big words that take away from what you're trying to say.
Okay, yeah, we found some synonyms, some good synonyms for each word that we selected. So, like which words, ma'am?
I don't even know how to pronounce this word. I don't know this.
Excogitate. Excogitate.
I've never seen that
Yeah.
word used before, ever. So I would have to look it up myself. So
That means evolve, Professor.
evolve. Okay. Okay, so as societal values continue to evolve, the concept of marriage is being interrogated. That means questioned and re-examined then I would say try to bring the language down a little bit so we can understand what you're saying. It sounds too many, you use too many synonyms, I think.
Yeah,
So-
we
And
were
what about
searching
thesis?
for some advanced word.
Well, both of the theses are fine. I like the theses, they're fine. You could pick any one you wanted. I have a problem with the background information, because it's too many big words and I don't know what you're actually how you're connecting it.
We just try to use the advanced work to show our work somehow better.
I appreciate the fact that you did that, but I think it's too many. So I'm just letting you know that it's good. It's better to use words that you're completely familiar with. So I like evolve. Okay, so as societal values continue to evolve, the concept of marriage is being questioned. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep.
Yeah.
And people are re-examining their opinions toward marriage. However, we feel marriage is not becoming outdated because it's a symbol of love, respect, and security. Something like that would work. Okay.
Okay, so we have to add evolve.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is I think you use too many synonyms that you don't really know the meaning of. I mean, I don't even know this word. This is like a new word for me. I have to write it down. But it doesn't seem to fit. So yeah, you did a good job. I just would try to lower the language level of the background information a little bit so that we understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, ma'am. And what about this last two thesis statement?
You can pick whichever one you like. Except I like the first one better because traditional norms are what's being questioned, right? So I would say your first one is very direct and it's an opinion. And
Second one is better.
I think the first one is better because you have
Okay.
your topic, you
Maybe
have
because
your
it's a more
focus,
flawless because
and you have the 3 points that you're going to talk about.
okay.
Thank you. That was a good job.
Thank you, ma'am. So shall we, when we have to submit this? You
don't
said
have
we
to
have to
sub-
wait
you
for the
have-
class.
You don't have to submit it. You are just finished with it.
Okay, we are done. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, group 3.
Yes, ma'am, that would be my group. I'll be sharing my screen now.
Okay, Ellen, stop sharing.
Okay, so please let me know that you can see my screen.
I don't know if I'm seeing your screen. Okay, now I'm seeing your screen. Yes, I see your screen.
Okay, so this is group 3, and my teammates are Sahila Donishad, Marwa Ali, and Sasla Habibi. The question that we are asked to work on is that why should fast food not be served on college campuses? And the hook that we choose is that common sense seems to indicate that fast food is associated with health and nutritional concerns. Background information. Fast food tends to consist of high level of fat, unhealthy salt and sugar, which can contribute to weight gain, obesity, and other health issues. Eating fast food can affect the overall well-being of college students who are already facing academic pressure. In fact, it can impact students' long-term health outcomes as well. Therefore, fast food should not be served on college campuses.
And you didn't
And
have
so
to
that's
write
what
it. That's all you needed to do. You didn't need to write a paragraph.
yeah, so I just want to picture how does it look like when everything comes together.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we're on group 4. Group 4.
Yasanullah, are you present? Yasan,
Should we come back to group 4 and go to group 5 and then come back later?
yes, Professor.
Okay, group 5. No group 5?
Group 5, we're in group 5. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen and Tamim will present it. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. So for this week, we had 2 different types of hooks and hooks because one was on modern perspective and the other one was on traditional perspective. So the first one here is that the standard way to think about marriage has it that it is not outdated, and in most countries, marriage is still one of the most important part of people's lives. Marriage plays an essential role in civilized societies, and not only has it become outdated, but it has also become much more meaningful. In recent years, people have been more interested in getting to know each other completely before marriage in order to understand the meaning of it and start a healthy life as a result. And our thesis is marriage is not becoming outdated because it is a symbol of love, respect, and security. Thus, we must ask whether marriage is still relevant in modern times or not. And the second one, Nurjan, could you please scroll down?
I scroll down. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it now. So
Okay.
for the second one, it is the perspective of modern countries. Is marriage becoming outdated? The standard way of thinking about marriage is that it is an outdated institution that no longer has the same importance that it once had. Marriage yet plays a deeper role in society than this perspective might suggest. In the last years, there has been a change in perspective on the value and importance of marriage. Many people decide to delay their marriage, and some others give up on the decision to marry entirely. In light of this, we must ask whether marriage is still relevant in modern times or not. And the thesis is the exact same as the first one. Marriage is not becoming outdated because it is a symbol of love, respect, and security. Thus, we must ask whether marriage is still relevant in modern times or not.
Okay, so I like the second one better, but I would take off the thus part. Because your thesis is your opinion. You don't want to give it a question.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, but I like the second one better. I think the second one flows much better. Okay, group number 6. No group.
Ma'am, I think 5.
5 is ready? Or wasn't it 4? Or was it 5? Who was missing, Nahida? Was it your group?
Yeah, I think it was group 4.
Group 4, okay. So we have,
Group 4.
yeah, group 4. Group 4, group 6.
So I will go.
Okay.
Professor, my computer is not working. Can I just go with reading it?
Yeah, go ahead, but read slow so we can hear. Can
Okay.
internalize. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Professor. 2 minutes. Okay, Professor. So our topic for this work was that should parents have access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts or not? I think it was also for the second one. The hook for this one is many people assume that having access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts can ensure their children's online safety. The background information that we add is when parents have access to their children's social media accounts, indeed they step into their child's privacy and refrain them from getting online literacy. Children who are late dependent on social media, they gradually come to understand the harms and potential risks, and therefore they find the ability to protect themselves against these harms. On the other hand, those children whose social media accounts have been constantly been checked by their parents will remain vulnerable and unable to defend themselves as they lack social media literacy. The thesis is parents should not have access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts.
Could you read the background information? Read it one more time for me. It's hard when I'm listening to internalize. Read it one more time.
Yes, we have a long one. Okay, so what if I should read just the half of it?
No, you have to read the hook, the background information. Yeah, because I have to figure out where we can help you.
Okay. Should I go with the background or no?
Start with the hook. Start with
Okay. Many people assume that having access to their children's Facebook or other social media accounts can ensure their children's online safety. That's the hook. The background is when parents have access to their children's social media accounts, indeed they step into their child's privacy and refrain them from getting online literacy. Children who are late depend on social media, they gradually come to understand the harms and potential risks, and therefore they find the ability to protect themselves against these harms. On the other hand, those children whose social media accounts have constantly been checked by their parents, they remain vulnerable and unable to defend themselves as they lack social media literacy.
I would take out that all on the other hand stuff. It's too long for your background.
Yeah, we just add that for making it more, like, as Helen said, more interesting or more
You don't want to do that though. You have to there's rules here. And so follow the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we just agreed on that we can even delete that, or we can keep that?
I think you can delete that.
Okay, pros.
Okay.
And my teammates are Zohal Amin and Ihsanullah Nasiri.
Very good. You guys did a great job on that group work assignment, and I
Thank you.
kind of like that we did it this way instead of breakout rooms, because I think we can save time and get more time on task when we do our, so I may assign a small group at work activity like this each week, so that we don't have to spend time getting into the breakout rooms, coming out of the breakout rooms, and doing all that stuff, because we don't have a lot of time together.
And ma'am, we will do these group assignments with the same group teammates.
Yes,
Yeah, that will be good because I hardly find a teammate,
I am
a
not going
team to accept me.
Ellen, you keep saying that, but nobody agrees with you. So we are going to keep the same groups, and I think that'll work well. And even with the peer reviews, you'll keep the same group, so you'll feel comfortable with your group, right?
Yes,
Okay, so let's take a look. Let me share my screen again. You guys did a really
Ma'am,
good, yes.
I'm group 6 and we haven't presented yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. For group 6, please go. Do you want to share?
Yes, okay. Yes, let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you have my screen right.
Yes.
So, in the name of God, we have here group 6, and our group mates are Sadia Daoudzeh, Mina Jami, Medina Bashari. So the question was, why should fast food not be served on college campuses? And the hook that we chose was, common sense seems to dictate that fast food is convenient and popular among college students. And then we transition into our background info, which is fast food may be a good option for busy students who do not have enough time to indulge in more nourishing food. However, due to its cheap price, low quality, and unhealthiness, it is not able to provide the body with the necessary nutrients. And then the thesis statement connects like this. This essay will discuss why fast food should not be served on college campuses.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. May I stop sharing?
Yes, you did a great job. Everybody did a great job. I'm very happy to see that you're using the templates because they make it sound more academic. So great job, everybody. Nahida, do you have a question?
Yes, Professor. I had a question about the background information. Is it necessary that we should write it more than one sentence, or one sentence also can be enough?
It depends. What you want to do is have it flow so that you say your thesis, and then the background information is to help the flow to the thesis. So if you need 1 or 2 sentences for it, usually we do 2, but 1 is okay as well.
Okay, thanks.
Ahmed, do you have a question?
Professor, just question regarding this thesis of the group 6. It said that it was completely different from other theses that we have used on the essay templates. Like we said that this is bad because of this. But the group 6 thesis was completely different. Like can we use this kind of templates for every essay?
You can say this essay will, can you put up I can't remember what it was. It said this essay will something, right? And that was different from everybody else's. You could say fast food should not be served on college campuses because of blah, 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 blah. But all you need is a topic, which is fast food, and a focus, which is should not be served on college campuses. And so both of them are okay. You don't need the 3 points if you don't want to.
Okay.
But it's good to have them because it helps you organize your essay. But if you know what the 3 points are, you don't have to necessarily state them in the thesis statement. The 3 points are optional. Okay, so we move on. I think you guys did a really good job. I feel like you have the introductory paragraph understood and down. And now we're going to work on the body paragraph. So the kinds of details. So in your body paragraph, you're going to be having a paragraph for each of your points, right? If you have 3 points, you're going to have 3 body paragraphs. And the details in your body paragraphs can be facts. And facts, now, if you use a well-known fact that everybody knows about, you do not need a citation. But if you take a fact from somebody else's essay, then you have to have a citation. So facts are, it's hard to even know these days with misconception and misinformation what a fact actually is. So facts that don't need citations are well-known facts. Then you can use statistics if you have numbers and you need a citation for that. You can't just say 99% of all students without citing where you got that 99% from. Real life examples are great, and we highly encourage you to use your real life examples in your essays. And then explanations about what you're describing do not require citations. Okay? Then let's go on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So when to cite? This is just, and here, when I send you the PowerPoint, these will have, you can actually click on it and it will take you to
Well,
exactly.
ma'am, it's only me who don't have your screen, or you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, am I not? Thank you, Helen. I'm probably not sharing my screen. Thank you. So let's go back. All right. So, okay. So anyhow, it's all here on the PowerPoint. Sorry, I wasn't sharing, but now I am. Okay. So when you have the PowerPoint right here, I have an explanation for you so that you can understand the detail behind each of these points. So who would like to read this slide? Go ahead. Helen, you may go.
Ma'am, the screen is not really clear.
Oh,
Everybody is saying this in the chat box as well.
oh, okay, then I'll read it to you. Maybe this will change when we get to Google Meet, I don't know. When to cite. When you quote 2 or more words verbatim. Verbatim means when you copy exactly the words that are in the text, or even one word if it is used in a way that is unique to the source. So that's when you need to cite. And we don't need to do a lot of, I'll show you in a minute how to cite. It's easy. Number 2, when you introduce facts that you have found in a source. So if you're using a fact that you read in one of the readings, you have to cite it. When you paraphrase or summarize ideas, interpretations, or conclusion that you find in a source, you need to cite it. When you introduce information that is not common knowledge or may not be considered common knowledge in your field, but the reader may not know it, then you need to cite it. So that's the thing I was telling you about facts. If it's common knowledge, you don't have to cite it. Like milk is good for your bones. That's common knowledge. You don't have to read that to know it. But if you get a fact about an experiment that's being done with people who drink more milk and not, you have to cite that because it's not common knowledge. Is that clear for everybody? Nahida, do you have a question? No, okay.
No, Professor, it was.
Okay, so if you want more information on these, you can just click on the link when you get the PowerPoint and it will take you right to the source for that. So this is all we require to give credit is according to, and then you put the author's family name and then whatever material you quote, okay, with quotation marks. And then you can also put the quotation and then parentheses, the author's family name. Same with the paraphrase. And you can put the year if you want to, but you don't necessarily need to for this class, because for this class, we just want you to learn that you need to cite. And then in the next class, 105 that you take, you'll do research papers and more details into citing. But right now, we're just trying to show you how to show that you've got information from somewhere else. So it's very simple. Is that okay? Everybody okay with that? When you get to
Yes, ma'am.
when you get to 105, you'll learn more. Okay, body paragraph substructure. So the first thing you're going to have in a body, so you have your thesis statement, which is your topic, your focus, and maybe your 3 points. Then you're going to have your first body paragraph, and you have to have a topic sentence in your first body paragraph. So the topic sentence can state the main point of the paragraph or relate to the thesis statement. Then you need to have supporting details, 1 or 2, such as facts and examples. And then you need a conclusion or a transition sentence for the next paragraph, okay? You're going to have 3 body paragraphs in a 5-paragraph essay. Body paragraphs are a minimum of 3 to 5 sentences, but ideally they are 5 to 8 sentences. So if you start off with 3 to 5 sentences, and then we show you how you can add some stuff, and then you'll end up with 5 to 8 sentences. So don't worry on your first draft. It's just your first draft. You're not gonna, that's not your final draft. And we will work on your first drafts to help you with your body paragraphs. So we have 3 body paragraphs, and they all are pretty much the same. They just use a different point, right? And then you have your conclusion. So in your conclusion, you have to restate your thesis. You have to use different words than your thesis. You can make a suggestion, you can make a prediction, you can give your opinion, you can do any of those things. So you want to restate your thesis, make a summary of your main points, the 3 body paragraphs, and then you want a final comment that will draw together question, evidence, and give a conclusion, usually your opinion. So that's the whole essay. So you have the introduction, which you have just all done very well as a group project. You have your 3 body paragraphs, and you have your conclusion. Any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So then let's take a look at this week.
Professor,
Yes.
in the body paragraph, we don't need to restate the statement. Like the topic sentence of the paragraph, we don't need to use conclusion for that.
You need to have either a conclusion or a transition to the next body. And then
Okay, thank you.
third body paragraph should lead to the conclusion. And we'll
Yeah,
work-
and I heard, okay, sorry, ma'am.
Go ahead. What did you hear?
I heard that like we can like put a suggestion too.
Yeah, suggestion in the conclusion. In the conclusion, you can offer a suggestion. Not in the body.
Yeah,
Not in the body, in the conclusion.
yeah, in a conclusion, I mean.
Yeah, you can make a prediction or you can give your opinion. But you must summarize your main points. That's the number one thing. So you restate your thesis. That's the first thing you do in the conclusion. You rewrite your thesis in other words, okay? Different words. Do not copy the same thesis. Then you have a summary of your 3 main points. And then you have a final comment where you can do one of these things, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got for you this week. All right, so here's the modules. So everything is going to be now individual. You did your group work already. So we have some practice, writing a conclusion. So in this exercise, you're going to practice restating your thesis sentence for the conclusion, okay? So there's this, you're going to restate this, okay, the best time, you have to restate these sentences. In part 2, you have to rewrite them. So review these topic sentences, try to rewrite them as 1 to 2 sentences in the conclusion. So here are 3 topic sentences, and you're going to practice summarizing the conclusion, okay? That's one activity.
Okay, ma'am.
And if you want more information on writing conclusion, there's a link here with a beautiful, don't look at the exercise. We're not doing this exercise. We didn't like it, but this is a very nice visual of how to write a conclusion. So we put it in there for you, but you don't have to do anything with it. So that's the one assignment that's due, and that is due, today's the 21st, right? So it is due on the 23rd. And then here is using a T-chart, and this is going to be for organizing. Oh, this is still locked. Should not be locked after today. Let me go back to it, find out why I locked it. And let me unlock it. Sorry. Should be open. Okay. Sorry. Get there eventually. All right, so here we go. Let me see why it's unlocked. Why it's locked. 12 a.m. That's tomorrow, right? Let me change so that you guys can actually work on this right after class if you want. There, it'll be okay now, 21st. All right, so I unlock that. So this is the article you're going to read. It's very simple. This activity is very simple because here it has the advantages, right? And down here it has the disadvantages. So all you have to do is using this worksheet. This is very easy. You're going to put the advantages and the disadvantages. Well, at least 3. And then part 2, you're going to practice writing the sentences, okay? For the argument and the counter argument. So you're gonna, these are templates for you to use when you're doing the counter argument. That's opposite, right? So your argument is one thing, and then the counter argument is the opposite. So we're asking you to write sentences on both sides of the topic, okay? Every topic has 2 sides. And in order for you to write a good essay, you need to know both sides. So that's what we're asking you to do here. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's 2 parts. One, you just list the pros and cons. Very simple because it's very clear in that article. And then here you're going to practice writing arguments and counter arguments and use these templates. We want you to use these, okay? To practice. You're the only, you and section 7 are the only 2 sections getting these kinds of templates. So, okay, so let's go back to the modules. Oh, and also there's one other thing you need to do that I'm not checking right now, but when you read the article, we want you to add 5 vocabulary words to your vocabulary journal, okay? The one that you started last week. Add 5 words from this article. Got that? Everybody okay?
So, ma'am, with these 5 vocabulary words, we have to add it at the same Word document that we did it previous, or we have to make a new document for this one?
The same document.
Okay, ma'am.
We're going to keep adding. It's a cumulative activity. You keep adding each week. Okay, so that's that one. And then the third one is this one, providing evidence. That's due on the 25th. This is a group activity. Okay, so there is another group activity. So each group is going to do only 1 sentence, okay? So group 1 does sentence 1, group 2 does sentence 2. That's pretty easy, right? Group 3, sentence 3, group 4, sentence 4, group 5, sentence 5. So here's the document itself. So this is practice in providing evidence. So I have 6 different topics here, and you're going to look for facts, statistics, a quote, and a real life example for only 1. You only have to do 1. Got it? Same groups. And this time you can upload to Canvas. Okay?
Okay.
So you're each going to do 1. You can look at everybody's, but you're each going to do 1. Just 1 per group. So it's not that much work. Mostly we want you to focus on what you're doing so that you can learn how to do these points before we write our essay. So do you guys have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
And then next week, we're going to try Google Meets again. I'll change the URL on the Canvas because we got the pro version. The teachers, the other professors have been telling me that they have a problem with the slide. There's 2 problems that we have to overcome. One is moving the slides. And the other one is when you raise your hand, it's very hard for us to see when we're doing Google Meets that you're raising your hand, so you might have to interrupt me if I don't see you're raising your hand. Those are the two problems people have been describing to me.
Professor, so we just get used to this Zoom.
So
Is there
I
any problem?
I prefer Zoom if you guys are good with Zoom.
So have you received any messages from your students to change?
Not since the first one. Here, let's just do a poll real quickly. Right now, I'll make a little poll. See what you think. It's gonna say Zoom or Google Meet.
Professor,
Yeah?
Professor,
Yes.
can I share my experience with Zoom? When they talk, I don't know who is talking at first, and I don't know if someone is speaking or not. So I, unfortunately, sometimes I interrupt others speaking.
Okay, well, let's just do this little, I made a poll. Can you see it? And we'll see, oh, Zoom is losing.
I can see it, ma'am.
Yeah, Zoom is losing.
I submitted my decision, ma'am.
Yeah, I see it. And Zoom is losing.
Me too.
Okay. Everybody submit already? Because I'm going to show you the results. Okay, so we have 75%. There, can you see the results?
Yes,
75%.
Professor.
So we're going to go to Google.
So Google Meet won't.
Yeah, so from next week, we'll use Google Meet. I will send the URL. And then the other thing I want to talk to you about is, you know, I have office hours and I have it so you can actually sign up if you want to talk to me privately, and we'll set up a private room for you so that you won't have any interference. So if you need me to talk to me about anything privately, such as grades or such as like that, you can use office hours. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I send everybody the link.
Professor.
Yes, Helen, you raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am, you described this early, but I have just one question regarding this writing a conclusion assignment. Here we have at the first two sentences, so we should just write conclusion for the topics, for the both topics that you have said, that you have read there.
Let me go to the assignment because I can't remember. Writing a conclusion. Okay.
So for the first one, we have to write the sentence in two different ways. Yes.
And the second one, you're going to combine the sentences to rewrite them as 1 to 2 sentences as a conclusion. So these are
And yeah.
Yeah.
So for the part two, we have to rewrite all the given sentence into the conclusion sentence. And for the first part, we have to write them, and we have to write the sentence like the best time to visit New York. We have to write this in two sentences in a different way.
Yeah, 2 different ways. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now I got it. Thank you.
We're practicing what you have to do for the conclusion. Okay. Any other questions? I'll stop sharing. And I will put the Google Meet link on the Canvas page. I will change the link to the Google Meet link and we'll try it out. And that's what we'll do. Thank you so much. You guys did a great job. Probably I will have a group assignment for next week too, because I think when we do the group assignments outside of class, then we can spend the whole class talking about the content, not getting into the groups. So thank you so much. Class is over. We got done in an hour today, so that's great. Usually it takes us longer.
Yes, Professor, thank you. Have a good time.
You too. If you have any questions, you know where to
Goodbye,
find me.
Professor.
Bye. Let me stop the recording.